Hello everybody, Gremlinboy Cause here, and today I'm going to be doing a Q&A to answer all of your questions that you have about me and my cosplays, how I make them, all of that jazz. So let's get right into the video. So the first question here asks where I got or made my tails and ears. I'm gonna assume that they were talking about my Tommy cosplay because that's what a lot of people have asked, but I'll go over all of my ears that I have. I've made all the ears that I have in my cosplays. These are my Tommy ears. I made them with fur and wire, and I just hot glued them together and markered them. And I clipped them to my wig, so they're just like that. But my funny ears, same situation, except they clip onto the hat, so it's a little different. But I also just use marker, and it's foam in these. As for tails, I have a few different ones and different ways of making them. This is my Tommy in it tail, which I just made like a big pillow with the craft fur, and then I markered it with Crayola markers, and I have elastic for it to go into a belt loop. Same thing for my goat tail, I guess is what I'll call this. Basically, I just cut two different patterns, one for the brown, one for the white fur, sewed them together, elastic. Rambo's tail, I took a cat tail base and I just added a little plush of the black and white fur. It just loops around your waist. Then my funny tail is a yarn tail with a clip on it. So I just brushed out a lot of yarn. It took so long and it gets everywhere. The yarn will go everywhere. But that's how I made my tails. The second part of this question asks, how long have I been doing cosplay? I've been doing cosplay since around May of 2022, where I went to my first con, and I took a little bit of a break between then, and probably around October is when I started seriously making more cosplays. I started making videos January of 2023. Who's your favorite Minecraft YouTuber? Now this is a hard one because a lot of my, favorite Minecraft YouTubers have moved on to other content, so they're not really MCYTs anymore. But I would have to say Quackity's a top one, Rambo's a top one, and probably Tommy just for the funnies. Second part of this, do you listen to Lovejoy? I used to listen to Lovejoy a lot, but with the recent stuff going on, I have stopped listening to them, but I do appreciate their style of music a lot. Third part, favorite band. Very hard because I'm a big music person, so it's very hard to pick a favorite band. I would say if we're going band in terms of not artist but band, I have to say Willwood and the Tapeworms because they're my homeboys. Do you like Percy Jackson? Is that like the Disney show? I've never watched it. I don't know what that is. Would you consider cosplaying Percy Jackson characters? As previously stated, I don't know what that is, so I don't know. Where did you buy Tommy's discs? So I did not buy these. We had these lying around and I painted them and Mod Podged them, so they're just good old small discs. You could probably get them at like a thrift store. Favorite songs. This is hard because I am a person of a very eclectic music taste. As to state, my top two songs currently on my Spotify are Help Let Me Go by Danny Gonzalez and Warm Regards by Penelope Scott, which are two completely different vibes, but that might be an answer. But I have so many different music tastes that it is hard to pick favorite songs. Favorite color, also hard because I'm a very colorful person, but green and blue are my favorite, two favorite colors. Favorite fandoms to cosplay from. My favorite personally right now is Dream SMP. That's like the majority of my content. And then Generation Lost. I do, however, want to get more into cosplaying from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared and Homestuck, but currently, Dream SMP, Gen Lost. Favorite character in Gen Lost? Oh my god, it's so hard because all the characters in Gen Lost are top tier, but I'm probably have to say my boy, Charlie of Slimesicles. But honorable mentions, Puzzler, Austin, Ethan, Squiggles. How did you get into the Dream SMP? This one is a very funny story. So I was in art class freshman year, and we had an assignment where we had to draw random things from shapes. I got a circle, so I drew a girl with a smile mask on, and the person at my table was like, "Oh, are you drawing Drista?" And I'm like, "Who is Drista?" And they're like, "Oh, it's a Dream SMP character." And I go home, look up, like, YouTube, search Dream SMP, and I just get sucked right into the fandom, and I've been here since 2021, so. What got you into cosplaying? It's probably a lot of YouTube compilations watching cosplayers. I watch a lot of cosplayers on Pinterest, and I do have a coworker who is a cosplayer, which also got me into it. What are your pronouns? My pronouns in both TikTok and YouTube, I have them in my bio, but he, they, it. You can use neos for me too. I'm pretty chill. Mainly, he, they, just to be simple. Which character from the Dream SMP has the best lore in your opinion? I like Schlatt's lore a lot because, it's a very in-depth villain. But, obviously good old, Tommy's has good lore. Quackity has amazing lore. So, are you into the QSMP at all? I was a little bit. I don't really know a lot of what's going on. I mainly was in there for the creators that I knew, which... Slimesicle. How long does it take you to make cosplays? Now this varies a lot depending upon what I already have in my closet, how much I want to make myself, how detailed I want to be, stuff like that. Like my first version of Rambo probably took me like a day because all I really did was make a few accessories for him, but my R800 took me about a month and a half because I sewed majority of it. So it really depends upon how much of the materials I have, how much I really want to make myself, stuff like that. Have you ever thought of making your own SMP? I have considered it, however, I am a very busy guy, so I don't have a lot of time to sit down and play Minecraft a lot, and then being a part of the KSMP, it's very hard to organize a lot of people to like get on and do the same thing, so maybe, but not currently. If you could be any Dream SMP character, who and which is most like you? So, this one's hard. I want to say Tommy, because I love C. Tommy so much. However, contenders would probably be Rambo and Fundy as well. Your favorite anime? I don't really watch a lot of anime. The only, animes I've watched a lot of, I've watched Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh!, which are, more childhood animes, but I've watched My Hero Academia up to a point. I read a lot more mangas than I do watch animes, but like Full Metal Alchemist was one of my favorites. I liked Assassination Classroom. I read the Danganronpa mangas. I tried to watch the anime, but I never really got into it. Where do you find the clothes for your cosplays? I thrift majority of the clothes that I have for my cosplays if they're not already in my closet. Because I have a lot of suits already, and then for a lot of the shirts that I make or paint, I just get a 3-pack of white shirt. That's probably the most example of me buying stuff specifically for cosplays in terms of clothing, or I'll sew it or alter it. But thrift stores, best friends for cosplayers. Are there any fandoms besides Dream SMP and Gen Lost that you like? Yes. So I love, The Amazing Digital Circus, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, Homestuck. What else do we have over here? No, there's more. Danganronpa. I'm also into Has Been Hotel. I have a lot of scattered fandoms, but Dream SMP and Gen Lost are just the big major ones. What is your favorite cosplay that you have? I enjoy my R800. I like my regular Dream SMP Rambo. I like C. Tommy. I like Aerith. Why did you start cosplaying? I started cosplaying in the beginning just to find a better sense of community within my starting interest in the Dream SMP fandom, but then it evolved more into just being able to express myself more, and being able to create videos and concepts and costumes. It's very cathartic, I think is the correct term. It just helps me release a lot of emotions, and I like being silly. I like being creative. I like making things. How much do your cosplays cost? Well, this again varies a lot depending upon what exactly the cosplay is. And a lot of times, I already have things in my cosplay. Like my first cosplay, really, I didn't pay anything for because I already had a suit and I just used cardboard to make horns. Well, I guess I paid for makeup. But once you have makeup, it's that's a good purchase. I bought this palette last year. I bought this one I have 2 years ago, and they're the only ones I have. So they're a pretty good investment. And then once you I think the most expensive thing for me personally is wigs, which as long as you save up for them, it's pretty good. But if you want to buy like actual cosplays, I've never bought like a pre-made cosplay, so I don't know how much that would cost. But in terms of cosplaying like Minecraft people, it can be super cheap as long as, depending upon what details you want to focus on, because, you know, with a block man, it's so easy to interpret that in many different ways, so you can do it in the most affordable way that you want to. Who is your favorite streamer? I don't watch streamers a lot, but my favorite would have to be Rainbow and Charlie Slimecicle. Do you want to be friends? Are we not already friends? Do you not consider us friends already? I thought maybe after 18 years of knowing me that you would have thought of me as your friend already, but no, I guess you just need to figure out now if you want to be my friend. I don't know. I thought we were already friends. Now I'm doubting your trust. Are we? Are we friends? How does it feel to be a very cool cosplayer that's very underrated? My heart. Thank you. I honestly think I'm a little overrated, just because I think this might be a thing with everybody, that I just feel like what? I have 5k followers on here and I have 11k on TikTok. Like, that's mind-blowing amounts of people following me, so thank you. How do you plan your cosplays, and where do you get inspo for the design and the general design of the character? So I plan my cosplays kind of just based on what characters I like and which ones seem cosplayable, and then I get the details, because like this is mainly for like my Minecraft cosplays. I look at fan art, I'll look at people's other cosplays, I'll look at what's like details within the actual lore, like Tommy's compass, that's like a generic, you know, staple of a Tommy cosplay. But then I also really like the raccoon version, like of fan arts and cosplays of him, so that's why I did that for me. Also, some things are just like little headcanons. Like for my Tommy shoes, I have the Converse and I have paws on them, and I also have the discs on where like the Converse symbol usually is. So that's just something silly that I made up. Favorite Dream SMP arc? Now, this is difficult. I really like L'Manberg and Manberg, like early stage lore, because that's really good. But like beyond that, I do enjoy like the Fiancé's Las Nevadas arc as well. Who or what inspired you to be a cosplayer? Now, I watched a lot of cosplayers before actually becoming one myself, so I have like bigger idols like Sherbert Quake, who's really big in the Dream SMP scape of things, but I also really like Rain Cos and Felix Cos, which were two really big influences on me. Where do you recommend finding wigs? Amazon. I have bought every single one of my wigs besides my first wig off of Amazon. My first wig I bought from Spirit Halloween. Do not buy wigs for Spirit Halloween. What was your first cosplay? My first cosplay was Jay Schlatt, and I did that at a con, and my goodness, it was a nightmare. In retrospect, when I was there, I thought it was pretty good. However, my Jay Schlatt is a lot better now. Do you like Melan Martinez? I have not listened to a lot of her, but what I have heard of her, I really like. I actually should probably sit down and listen to her discography. But Melan Martinez, 2 thumbs up. Where do you buy most of your stuff for your cosplays? As previously stated, I thrift a lot. I craft a lot of the things I make, and I'll buy my wigs off of Amazon. That's like the main places where I buy stuff. Opinion on platypuses. How many chickens does it take to have the color blue? I'd probably say Quercus roper, the English
oak tree.
I was wondering if you support Therian's Furries and Dragon Puppeteers. Yes, absolutely. You guys are just so creative. I've seen just amazing work. Like, I've seen great things from all of these communities, so. Is there any cosplay you wish turned out differently? If so, which one and why? I kind of wish that my Tommy turned out different, because the wig is a little, like, bob-like, which is not really what I want in a wig. However, I do make it work. That's probably the only one I can think of off the top of my head. I do have a few that I am revamping, like a lot of my Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared ones I wish turned out better, but I'm going to be revamping those here soon. Can I edit you? Yes, I am totally okay with people editing and making fan art of me. I love it so much. As long as you tag me, I love seeing people edit my cosplays. Like, so anyone feel free to just tag me so I can see it. Let me see what you make. You guys are just amazing. Are you Arrow Ace? I see the pin in a lot of your vids, and I was wondering. I am like on the Aero Ace spectrum, you'll see my paint a lot with like Yellow Guy and Tommy because I headcanon them as Aero Ace as well, but I am a part of the Aero Ace community. Do you make your cosplays? I do not 100% make, and I don't have any cosplays that are 100% handmade by me, but I do make a lot of aspects of it. The most one that has been made by me was my most recent R800, where I made the jacket, the mask, the belts, and then I altered the pants and stuff like that. So I do make a lot of my accessories. So like I made all these, I made all my ears and my masks, and I try to style all my wigs. But do you like cheese? I love cheese with a passion. What type? I'm a cheddar guy, okay? How do you get your wigs to be so fluffy? So I use a straightener and a comb to help tease it to make it fluffier. But first you have to make sure that your wigs are heat resistant or they will burn or melt technically. I haven't had this happen, but because wigs are plastic, it will melt if it's not heat resistant. Another tip is to use a crimper. I don't have a crimper, but I have seen a lot of people use them to make them fluffier because, you know, you crimp it and then you brush it, but I don't have any experience with that. I just use a straightener. There it is, my Q&A. I went through a lot of the questions. I did not get through all of them. If you have any additional ones that weren't really answered, you can drop them down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Smash that like button. Ha ha ha, I'm so YouTube core, aren't I? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video.